Hey, Tommy, make sure Pat's got my phone number before he leaves, all right? You got my number there, PB? I just want to make sure all good in the hood. How about Croatia? That's right, over Brazil. Brazil scores a Neymar goal in overtime, and then Croatia comes back with a couple minutes left. They go to penalty kicks. Woohoo! No?
I watched it.
It was awesome.
No. It was me, Big Mac, Loogie, couple of guys here.
I thought it was great.
Only swooped in for, what do they call the penalty kicks?
Penalty. I like PKs.
I sort of made an ass out of myself because I kept saying, why is the goalie diving the wrong way?
Well, not only that, the first two Croatian goals were dead straight. If the goalie didn't move, he would have hit him in the head.
Yeah, but he's jumping away from it.
Yeah, well, because you try to guess which way he's going to go.
All right, then finally
awesome,
on the final goal, the one that won it, or the one that missed it, the goalie correctly guessed where, and then the ball hit the post.
Yeah, it was great.
Crazy.
It was great. And then Neymar never gets a penalty kick. But you got Argentina coming up now against the Dutch, the Netherlands, whatever you want to call them, whatever you call them. I don't know. That's who we lost to, yeah.
If soccer was just penalty kicks, dude, I think I'd watch it.
Yeah, now, back in the day when the New York Cosmos were the hottest thing on the planet, which was a 2-year run,
right.
And it was the same year the Yankees won the World Series in 77, 78, the Cosmos got 80,000 fans every game at the original Giant Stadium, right? When they did penalty kicks back then, it was a different format. It wasn't where the ball's put down, whatever is 8.5 yards away, and you get a kick stationary ball. You started with the ball at midfield.
So like a hockey shootout.
Yes. And the offensive guy would dribble in. The goalie would come out. And then you kick it over his head or around or whatever. Yeah.
I think I know how I'd watch soccer now. Just that.
Yeah. By the way, if that's all it was, it would be the most popular sport in America.
The 3 minutes I watched that penalty kick, that was fun. Had a good time.
Good. All right. Meanwhile, the big story here, of course, is the spending of the New York Mets. They get Robertson on a 1-year deal, so that bullpen help to obviously, I would imagine, be a setup guy for Diaz. And they make sure that Brandon Nimmo is their center fielder for the rest of his career. 8 years, just under $21 million per year, call it $20 million a year. 8 years, $162. And my gut, you and I haven't spoken about it, is that makes you very happy.
I was relieved.
Yeah. Okay.
That's the word, relieved, because they really didn't have any other options. And I'm not even joking, and you can make fun of me for this. I sat down to watch Thursday Night Football. Me and my wife had a nice discussion, but she passed out. And I started typing, I'm not joking, backup plans if they lose Nimmo.
Okay.
And the first name I wrote was Aaron Hicks. And I said, Evan, you have a problem here. Really?
Wow.
That's where we're starting?
Yikes.
And I started looking at the Diamondback app. But before I continued, my phone blew up, and I got the news that I don't have to think about Alec Thomas. I don't have to think about putting a package together for Brian Reynolds. We can just live with the guy that we watched develop for the last 6 years. So you could look at the contract, and you could say it's crazy and it's too much money, blah, 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 blah.
He was going to get it elsewhere.
They needed to keep Brandon Nimmo because there wasn't a way to get better or even maintain if you lost him. So I'm glad they re-signed him. I'm glad 5 minutes later I found out that they acquired the guy that I demanded Billy Epler trade for at the trade deadline.
Robertson.
David Robertson. So last night was a good night, and it's just nice to know that this owner is not going to be stopped by the Steve Cohen tax, and he's going to continue to pay it.
Yeah, because I don't want to get too in the weeds on the tax, but the way it works, as I understand it, is once you get over 290, what's the number exactly?
Right around 290.
All right, so once you get over 290 and change, you're basically, it's $2 for every dollar you spent. It's like a
90
90%
cents
tax.
to the dollar. Yeah.
Right. So they're right now at 3.25. So the extra, let's just say for easy math, the extra $30 million there over the luxury tax really cost them $60.
Right. But
right?
what they're doing, because here's what's going to happen, Met fans. I'll help you out, because you're going to get these tweets or these messages or these comments from people that don't like the Mets, not even Yankee fans, Brave fans. And what they're going to do, they're going to think they're all smart. They're going to say, well, if you combine what 8 Atlanta Braves are making, specifically guys like Michael Harris and Matt Olson, and you combine what they're making and you match it to what the Mets are spending on Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, look how dumb the Mets are. Well, that's really not what's happening. What's happening right now, and it's brilliant, and I appreciate the owner for doing it, is he's saying, look, I'm going to spend big in the short term as we rebuild this system, as we develop some of our younger players. I don't know if the Mets are going to have a payroll of $350 million 4 years from now, because the thought is they're not going to need to. So what Steve Cohen is doing is not spending money foolishly, as some will try to make it seem. What he's doing is saying, I'm going to spend a lot of money in the next 2 years, try to remain competitive,
Try to win a championship.
while we develop this farm system.
I mean, to me, that's a fan's dream.
It is a fan's dream, but the Met fan is going to be attacked by the Brave fan, not by the Yankee fan, because you guys are in the same world as us.
Here's my only question. And I'm asking because I honestly don't know how you feel, how Met fans feel.
Yep.
Verlander's obviously a big signing. Listen, you don't really know what you're going to get because of his age, but he's a rock star right now. Brandon Nimmo, of course, is the most reliable guy, not named Pete Alonso, on the roster. Great leadoff hitter, became an above-average defensive outfielder for you, et cetera, right? Mm-hmm. Do you feel, though, when you handicap the Mets going into this season, recognizing the Phillies are a very good offense, obviously, other teams have made some improvements, that you wanted them to make a position player improvement that they didn't?
The Mets were in a spot coming into the offseason, Craig, where if they wanted to maintain their roster from a 101-win season, they were going to have to spend a fortune. They had an elite pitcher, a free agent, the elite closer, a free agent, the best center fielder, second best outfielder on the market, free agent, plus 2 other starting pitchers. If you just wanted to maintain that, do nothing else, Craig.
Right.
Literally just bring back what you had. Your payroll was going to be over $300 million.
And that's what it is.
The Mets, I understand there's this feeling of, well, have they gotten better? Have they improved themselves? This was always going to be an offseason where it was almost going to be impossible to improve yourself considering who was free agents. So the key to the Mets getting better next year, it's kind of simple. They've got 2 top prospects that are going to play significantly next year, Francisco Alvarez and Brett Beatty. If they're good, if they're Michael Harris good, if they're Spencer Strider, I know it's a different position, but you get what I mean, a young player who
young
hits.
guys who are not making a lot of money, who become, guys that play 3-4 games a week.
If they're that good, more than that, but if they're that good, then the Mets are better. If they fail.
And Beatty, if I'm not mistaken, was the best third base prospect in all of baseball when he got called up last year.
Yes.
And we all know about, the catching sensation.
Alvarez is the best prospect in baseball. So,
so you have a combination.
They needed to spend a fortune to really maintain. And we could argue, did they get better with Quintana over Taijuan Walker? I think they did. If they end up signing Senga, is that better than Chris Bassett? We can argue it. But they needed to spend a fortune just to maintain. And then to take it up a notch, the guys you have on your roster, specifically those 2 young players and more, need to make an impact. If they do, Craig, the Mets are a better team.
All right, so there you go. That's the Mets, the Yankees. And maybe they get Rodon, maybe they don't. But a lot of action this week for baseball. Meanwhile, this might be the most important Sunday of the year for the Jets and the Giants. Giants, of course, have the Eagles. Jets, of course, have the Bills. Both games are at 1 o'clock. And you kind of get the feeling like if you're a Giant fan, well, heck, if you're a Jet fan, both franchises are up against it this week. Better teams. I don't think anyone's going to dispute that. Mm-hmm. Bills playing with revenge. No Von Miller. Obviously better for the Jets.
Maybe no Matt Milano. We'll keep an eye on that.
Yep. So the question is, you got to look at it both ways. Obviously, if you win, wow, you're a major step closer to the playoffs. But if they both lose, and they're expected to, they're big underdogs, both of them are, what is the path after a loss to stay relevant to get in as a wild card? And they're very different.
Well, look, for the Giants, it comes down to this. When you play Washington a week from Sunday, you got to beat them.
And that's a must-win game. It's a playoff game.
That is essentially a playoff game. Now, if somehow you could pull off what feels like you know what's funny? Point spreads. What the hell does it mean? The New York Jets are 10-point underdogs against the Bills. The Giants, last check, are 7-point underdogs against the Eagles. Obviously, the Giants are at home. The Jets are on the road. Call me crazy. Doesn't it feel like the Giants beating the Eagles would be a far bigger upset than the Jets beating the Bills?
Yeah, for a couple reasons. 1, the Jets beat the Bills. 2, we have seen the Bills kind of crack a little bit. They're not the dominant force we thought they were, right? We've seen Josh Allen make a lot of mistakes in the red zone. And the injury bug got him.
Yeah.
For sure.
Like the Jets don't feel.
Like the Eagles right now, and I hate saying it, appear to be an unstoppable machine right now.
No, they do, because the one area of their game where you could say they have a weakness, because they really don't have a weakness, was their ability to stop the run. We kind of saw it in Week 10 when Washington beat them. Well, last week, they took on the team and the running back that you would think would kind of feed right into the Eagles' issues in Derrick Henry. And they shut him down.
Not the shot,
and
they
they
blew
beat
him
the
out.
crap out of the Titans. And there's uncertainty about Saquon now because of this neck issue. But the Eagles don't really feel like they have a weakness. I know what the Jets have to do to beat the Buffalo Bills.
Yep.
I mean, first of all, put pressure on the quarterback.
No turnovers, put pressure on Allen, right? We know.
Especially on the right side of that Bills offensive line led by John Franklin Myers. Like, get pressure on Josh Allen. Have your corners make plays and force turnovers, which we saw a few weeks ago against Buffalo. Like, we know how this can be done. So either one would be a big upset. I acknowledge that.
Yep.
And maybe I'm biased as a Jet fan. I'm wearing my Mike Bleepin' White sweatshirt, so correct me if I'm wrong. But it does feel like the Jet pathway to a win is more realistic than the Giants pulling off an upset at home
I don't
against
think
Philly.
either one of them are winning, but I agree with you from a standpoint of it seems like how in the world are the Giants, considering what their offense is, and now you find out Saquon's got a neck issue, how in the Giants are not winning this game scoring 13 points. They're just not. Like we've said it a couple times this year, this game you got to be mid to high 20s if you have a chance to win because the Eagles, to their credit, are legitimately that good.
And the problem is the Giant offense haven't shown you they're capable of that.
Yeah.
Like we haven't seen that. And one of the things they're going to need to have happen is Saquon's got to be first half Saquon. He's got to be the guy we saw earlier this season, not the guy we saw the last 3 weeks. Well, he may not even play Sunday. Now, I expect Saquon's going to play. I think you'd expect Saquon's going to play. Yeah. But the fact is,
seems
even
like
a
that
question,
kind of guy, right?
The fact is even a question around his health right now, considering the workload he's already had, the fact he has been different the last few weeks. How is this offense going to score points if we're not going to see the Saquon Barkley?
They're not. They're not. If Saquon doesn't play, it's going to be ugly. If he does play, it might be ugly anyway, but they have no chance to win if he doesn't play. Meanwhile, Sauce Gardner got his first taste of the oopsies on social media. Sauce Gardner loves attention, and God, good for him. He deserves it, right?
Yes.
He loves being the player of the week.
I love Sauce.
Sauce Gardner wants to be a Pro Bowl cornerback. Apparently, he's not getting the votes. So Sauce Gardner went on Twitter and ripped Jet fans for not voting for him for the Pro Bowl.
Yeah.
He then quickly deleted that tweet and recognized, hey, maybe I should stop attacking the fan base.
How long did it take him to delete the tweet? Do we know this? Like, how long did he let
I
it sit
do not
there?
know the amount of time, but it wasn't like 12 hours.
Here's what he wrote, by
It was
the way.
relatively fast.
To all the Jet fans, how y'all letting this happen? LOL. There is an
Right.
LOL.
Okay, LOL. Yeah.
I thought New York City was the best city. Dang. Now, I do think he's joking.
He wasn't like, you're a bunch of effing morons. He's having a little fun, but someone got to him and said, dude, not yet.
Well,
not yet.
I think he was joking. I do.
Not yet.
The LOL helps, but you know what also hurts? Not even the fact that why are you complaining about this? You're about to take on the Buffalo Bills.
Yes.
You're about to see Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
You're about to face Josh Allen, and you're about to do it in front of those crazies up in Buffalo. Can we focus on what matters and not being the Pepsi Yoo-Hoo Player of the Week? Actually, I think it was Pro Bowl voting. But either way, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. So I think that was the first time. And I love this guy. Of
course.
He's my new Jacob deGrom since he left us. I love Sauce, but Saucy. What are we doing here, buddy?
877-337-6666. If you are a Giant fan, we're giving away a pair of tickets in this hour and again next hour for this game against the Eagles. And I will say one thing, and I'm not trying to scare you off. It is not supposed to be a good day on Sunday weather-wise. We're talking 35 degrees, freezing rain, wind, the whole bit, which, by the way, plays into the Giants from a standpoint of making it harder for the Eagles and everybody. Bad weather evens the playing field.
Yes.
No matter where you are.
Yes.
So the windier it is, the better. The more ice there is, the better. The more rain there is, the better. The colder the temperature is, the better. But for you as a fan, just know that if you're going to call in to try to win the tickets later, you got to bundle up.
They're going to be fine.
You got to bundle up.
Dude, if you're a football fan and you're going to a football game in December,
I'm not going.
Whether you're going up in Buffalo at Orchard Park, whether you're going at MetLife Stadium, expect to freeze your ass off. Don't you almost prefer to freeze your ass off?
No, you don't.
Why?
Why would I want to freeze my ass off?
Because it's football.
Nah. For
You're
the
not going to the ballet.
I
You're
want
not
some
going
hot
to a Broadway
chocolate.
show.
Yeah.
You're not even going to a baseball game. You're going to a football game in December.
And let me tell you something.
I root for cold. I root for wind. I root for snow.
I root for heated underwear. I root for a hot chocolate with peppermint schnapps.
That goes without saying.
I root for gloves that actually work.
Yeah.
Because the gloves might be the most overrated invention that don't work
So
well.
I didn't bring it in, I apologize, electric hand warmers.
Did you?
True story, yeah.
Electric?
Electric hand
Are
warmers.
they battery powered?
So you charge them with
Yeah.
a USB.
Yeah.
All right. Then you press a button and it heats up. It looks like a mouse pad. Not a mouse pad, a mouse, like for a computer.
Yeah.
And you hold it in your hands, heats up. It's amazing. I use it every day at the bus stop. True story.
You use it at the bus stop?
Yeah, because me and Jen have a catch every day and it gets cold. So he's fine. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
I care. So I keep myself warm.
Where do you keep it? Keep it in like a pocket?
I keep it in my pockets.
Yeah.
By the way, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So today was a half day of school.
Is this a parenting question?
Yes.
You're welcome.
Yes. Sort of a parenting question because I think I did something really screwed up. So I go to school today to pick my son up. He had a half a day.
Great.
What am I wearing right now, Craig?
You're wearing a Mike F. and white sweatshirt from U Stadium.
Yeah. So here I am in the courtyard waiting for my son at his elementary school.
Yeah.
Preschool kids, kindergarten kids, first grade, third grade. All the teachers are there. And it takes a while. And I'm starting to realize, what am I doing wearing this in front of all these kids?
Yeah.
I felt like I did something really, really wrong. I was embarrassed. And I was ashamed. Did I make a mistake?
No, the kids don't know, and the school knows who you are. And when you come, they are on alert that the celebrity's coming to pick his kid up. They probably have extra security out there for Jet, and you're all good. And by the way, if it ever came up, there's a story that you could tell.
What is it?
That could get you out of any trouble you might be in.
What?
Well, there's a small island, like how do you say, provincial? A provincial island off the coast of Nambia. All right, and it is known as the Fu province, and there's a king. Okay, and you could just tell your son and tell the other kids because they're in first grade that you're a big fan of the Fu King, and you can just go from there. All right, and I think you can fill the blanks after that.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. He has a son, the Prince. He's known as the Fu King Prince. Yes, and it's in history books. They can look it up, maybe go Google it when they get home, and that's where Mike White comes from.
That makes sense.
Yeah, there
I'm
you
going to
go.
use that if anyone calls me out on it.
He comes from the Fu province. Yeah.
Because one dad did recognize the sweatshirt and say, that's awesome, I need one of those.
Yeah.
And of course, I promoted U Stadium. I said, you should get it.
Yeah.
But that was just a father.
Yeah.
Like, I was worried about everybody else.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
You're good. I mean, if you get a letter, maybe you should go to Meet the Teacher Night for you. Jet, we want to talk to you about your father. One of those
Can you
deals.
please not wear that when you come to school?
By the way, the way the world is today, that would not shock me.
Dude, I'm serious.
If a mom was like, I can't believe Evan Roberts wore a Mike effing white shirt to school
I have to
pick his son up. I can't believe
and
that.
I know I'm going to be sensitive here to any of the mothers or the fathers or the teachers.
Yeah, the dads don't care. It's the moms.
I'm sorry. Like, I didn't think about it. I just thought about going to work, wearing my Mike F. and white shirt.
Yeah.
It's a football Friday.
There you go.
I was in the mood.
Yeah.
For some reason, you're wearing a dopey Ranger sweatshirt. Great timing.
First off, I'm in a weird spot today.
Well,
I'm wearing this badass New York Rangers
It's absolute fire.
Bugs Bunny sweatshirt, which is
Phenomenal.
Awesome.
Is it?
It is this sweatshirt. People die for this sweatshirt. All right, this is the sweatshirt you die for. Okay.
It's the best. It's the best one in your rotation by a mile.
I don't disagree. I like my Muhammad Ali one a lot. This might be my best sweatshirt, okay? I got a gift today in the mail from the New York Islanders. And they sent me a jersey with the Gordon's Fisherman on the
The
front of it.
fisherman, yeah.
It is the awesomest jersey I've ever gotten in my lifetime. But I happen to be wearing a Ranger sweatshirt today, and I'm not going to change clothes for the show. So I'm not going to wear the Islanders jersey until next week. But right now, I've got this sweatshirt on.
You should feel very dirty.
And I want to thank the Islanders for their amazing generosity in sending. I don't know why they don't wear that sweatshirt every game.
The reverse retro?
Dude, this Gordon's Fisherman guy is a badass.
I appreciate the Islanders because they sent me one as well, and I thank them. It's very difficult to.
They sent you one?
Yeah, I got one too. In fact, a card that said, thank you for being such a great fan. What'd they say to you?
There was no card in it.
Oh, I got
it was
a card.
just a jersey.
Yeah, I got a card.
Well, it kind of minimizes me getting it now, doesn't
should.
it? I mean, if everyone's getting one.
Well, did you ever get a response from Kim Jones? Because I did.
I did too.
What time?
I saw Kim Jones last night when I left.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
What time did she write you back? Because I have a time on my end.
It was this morning.
Yeah, me too. What
exact
time? Yeah, I'd like to know who she texted first. Because I wrote congratulations, you wrote congratulations. She finally texted us both back, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious,
Yeah.
what time was your text? And I'll tell you my time, and we'll see who she likes more. That's all.
7:58. You?
7:58?
What was your time?
7:59.
What do you want to say?
Another win for the kid.
You beat me by a minute.
Another win for the kid.
Are you sure it says 7:59?
7:58.
7:58?
Yep.
Can I see it?
Yeah, sure. Here you go.
Yeah. Tell me your
Right
phone.
there. I'm not going to throw it to you, but
Let me see.
there you go. What's it say right there?
Excuse me, that says 8 o'clock.
What happened?
That says 8 o'clock.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, 8 o'clock.
Winner, win.
So Kim Jones texted you first, huh?
She texted me at 7:59.
Must be an alphabetical thing. Anyway, 877-337-6666.
E.
Yeah, reverse order.
C-R.
We're gonna get all your calls.
That's the one.
Obviously, Jets, Giants, the Mets signings last night, a little soccer, and whatever else you get on your mind right here on the Fan.